put them in the cabinet, lock it up, and forget to keep them. And if the dog doesn't want to be Krishna conscious, let the dog go. You know, sometimes we're in situations where people around us, you know, they may not be interested in God consciousness. When we say Krishna consciousness, we mean God consciousness, Christ consciousness. In a certain part of the world, you can't even say that. You have to say Allah, Salam Alaikum. Same Supreme Being. So we have the privilege, however, we do have the privilege by the mercy of the Lord to understand a lot of things about the Lord, what He does, what He looks like. What He looks like. Why shouldn't God look like somebody? Something. We look like something. We're made in God's image. So if you could be God, what would you look like? An old man with a beard?
Like Elvis? Huh?
Not yet.
They, even in India, sometimes they picture Lord Brahma because he's the chief and oldest being born in the universe. He's born directly from God's own body. And he's in charge of manifesting worlds and so on. He does that on behalf of the Lord. So sometimes they picture him looking like an old man with a beard and white hair and gray hair. But when we, Prabhupada, our spiritual master, taught us when we paint paintings of Lord Brahma, no, he's ever youthful. You know? So that's the nature of the soul, and we understand also from authorities that's the nature of God. You've all heard of Ford Motor Company? Yeah. I used to live in Michigan. Prabhupada tells a story about Mr. Ford. He had this one worker. And this one worker worked so hard, day and night. He didn't stop. He was sleeping in the factory. And then he said, I don't want a salary. I just want to work at the Ford Company. He worked so hard, so long, with no interest for himself, that finally the big man, who's very difficult to see, Mr. Ford, came down and shook his hand. Give me a hand, Andrew. So he likens that to working without, cessation, everything, trying to serve God, trying to please God, and doing our best, and, giving everything. And Krishna will be purchased in that way. Krishna is purchased by love, by pure devotional love. So that's very nice, because everything else disappears after a while. If you don't lose it, somebody else might take it, or it just eventually melts away, everything. Tukalayama Shashvatam. So we're all in the same boat. We all have anxieties. We kind of named the topic for tonight, how to get free of anxiety and duality. So to free ourselves from anxiety, we have to identify ourselves more as a soul. And we have to try to see everyone that way too. And everything that way, every living being that way, the trees, the animals, the insects, there's souls in different bodies. It makes it more beautiful.
Aloha, and I went to some together. That plate, this center over there?
No, we go together.
Yeah, what?
Oh.
Doctor and his